Kelly Burrell, and I'm excited to tell you about this idea of being less like Captain Hook and more like Peter Pan. So let's talk about this. In Peter Pan, Captain Hook is the quintessential grown-up. He's grouchy, he's bad-tempered, and he's impatient with the delightful antics of Peter Pan because he himself has forgotten his own sense of fun and lost his joy. He's also consumed with how Peter hurt him, and so he's determined to get revenge. Now, Peter Pan, on the other hand, is the quintessential child. He is mischievous, he's full of imagination, he's adventurous, but most importantly, he knows exactly what he wants, and he goes after it with abandon. Now, you may also be thinking, wait a second, Peter Pan is cocky, he's inconsistent, he's irresponsible. Yes, that's true. So when I say to be less like Captain Hook and more like Peter Pan, I mean it in all the best ways. Because let's face it, we adults have a tendency to forget what makes us happy. We forget what brings us joy, and we get so wrapped up in our stories that we forget to let them go and move past them. And that is actually one of the most important secrets that I can tell you, that I can teach you. You are not your story. You are not your circumstances. You get to choose how happy or unhappy you are going to be. And most importantly, you can put your past in the past and become who you want to become. I learned this lesson very, very powerfully a few years ago. I was sitting in the back of a seminar. I'd been listening all day long. It was a wonderful experience, but it had been a long day. And I remember the final speaker was doing a Q&A session, and I have no idea what the question was, but I will never forget her answer. She said, "You are a co-creator with God. You have the right and the responsibility to choose how happy you want to be. And you have the right to choose what you want to become. And what's amazing is that God trusts you enough to give you that choice and to move with you on that choice." Now, when I first heard this, I was floored because I'd never really realized that. I think I had this idea that I was some innocent bystander and that I was subject to whatever circumstances life threw at me. And I think I had lost my joy and the magic and the fun in my life because I wasn't choosing to use that ability. And once I realized that I had that power, oh my goodness, it changed my life because I chose to be happy. I chose to start thriving instead of just merely surviving. And that decision opened the way for so much goodness to come into my life. It didn't change immediately, but things started to shift because I started to choose differently. And I want you to think about this. One of my favorite quotes of all time is, "Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it." You too are a co-creator with God. You have the opportunity to choose what you want to make of your life. And you have the opportunity to choose how you're going to react to the circumstances that come along. It's all a choice. So my question for you is, are you going to be an eternal victim like Captain Hook or an imaginative creator like Peter Pan? It is your choice.